Yo, welcome everyone. Bitcoin has finally completed the entire rising wedge pattern, and with that, the all-time high trap is now set. You should really be careful, and let me show you why. Now, on the entire push towards the upside, Bitcoin definitely hit some very important price targets. We hit our daily high-term time frame area of resistance at approximately 111.7 thousand US dollars, almost to the exact dollar accuracy. Additionally, we were able to grab the liquidity exactly above the recent highs, which means people that were holding their short or sell positions, guess where they are setting their stop losses? Exactly above the highs. And that right now means because we got a push towards the upside, they right now got stopped out, and not only stopped out. In the past 24 hours, over 470 million of short positions have gotten liquidated. So it really does look like Bitcoin is wrecking a lot of people from the entire cryptocurrency market, because something that we have been talking about for a very long time on my Twitter profile and also on YouTube, where I was saying to you, bullish absorption is in play. People were entering short positions, we were not moving lower, Bitcoin was still forming another higher low, bullish indication, bullish absorption, bullish Bitcoin indication. And as of right now, our long trades on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, on Hype, on many different altcoins are being in a significant profit. However, I need to be completely transparent with you. Yesterday, I took a lot of profits with all of those trades right here, just in case we are going to see a bigger push towards upside. And probably right now you're wondering, bro, why would you say Bitcoin can potentially see a rejection approximately at this specific area? And also, why I would maybe even be interested to fire another short or a sell position literally exactly where we are trading as of right now? Of course, the main reason for that is going to be our bigger rising wedge pattern. Now, something that I just wanted to mention here, the all-time high on Bybit still has not been formed. If we are going to go, for example, on the Coinbase chart, clearly Bitcoin did form another all-time high, slightly higher than 112,000 US dollars. Also, if we are going to go with Bitcoin USDT on the Binance chart, right here, the all-time high was also just slightly broken towards the upside. However, on the Bybit chart, the all-time high as of right now still has not been formed. That is why ideally, yes, I would still like to see another very slight push towards the upside before Bitcoin does see continuation and maybe even a break towards downside out of the rising wedge pattern. However, I am not right now going to long Bitcoin at this specific area, and also if the push towards the upside is not going to happen, as I said before, I have already paid myself with all of my long positions I have been holding for a very long time, and yes, already right now, where we are trading as of right now, you could be looking to enter another short position, and if we then go higher and actually form another all-time high also on Bybit, we can be looking to add even more to our short position. And let me right now do share with you exactly how is this specific rising wedge pattern right now looking like, simply because we need to talk about the Elliott wave theory. On the 1 hourly, 2 hourly, 4 hourly time frame, clearly we could be completing the entire 5-wave price structure towards the upside. However, in every single impulsive wave, on the first one, on the third one, and also in the fifth one, usually we want to also see the 5-wave price structure towards the upside. On the 1 hourly time frame as of right now, we can see the impulse, some kind of a correction, another impulse, another correction, and that is why I would not be surprised if we do see another push towards the upside, take the liquidity above the recent high, maybe even stop out some more people that are right now already in a short, and only then do see a push towards downside, a breakdown out of our rising wedge pattern. That is right now why we need to talk about the exact price targets of the entire pattern, and before we do so, I would really appreciate if you right now smash up the like button, because 1000 likes are really possible, and also thank you for subscribing to the channel. Let me right now do share with you what are going to be the exact price targets you should really be aware of, just in case we are going to see a push towards the downside. Because the reality is, we have left so much liquidity below our recent lows that is, in my opinion, quite likely Bitcoin does see a rejection back down. So the first level that I would be aware of is actually going to be the golden Fibonacci ratio. We are going to go with our Fibonacci retracement from our swing low back towards the swing high, where you can right now see golden Fibonacci ratio on Bitcoin coming in exactly at our recent lows. We have the first low right here, which is definitely being a very nice liquidity level. We have the second low, which means also another low for liquidity purposes, and additionally another low, third low in a row at approximately 107.2 thousand US dollars. So I would say like that, if Bitcoin actually does see a rejection back down, that being said, a breakdown out of the rising wedge pattern, this specific price target, in my opinion, is definitely going to be a very important one. Now, if it's going to be broken towards the downside, we can also look towards another major liquidity level, because just remember, it's all about liquidity. It's all about where most people are going to get wrecked with their short positions and also with their long positions. As of right now, at the area where Bitcoin is trading at the moment, we are seeing a lot of people entering long positions on Bitcoin. And yes, I am going to talk about that in a moment. But nevertheless, yes, if we do go lower, another major liquidity level is going to be literally exactly below this specific low, 105,000 US dollars, with the next one being this specific low at approximately 104.65 thousand US dollars on the Bitcoin chart itself. So a lot of liquidity in a case we do see another push towards downside. However, what if my prediction right here is not going to play out? What if the rising wedge pattern we have been talking about for a very long time on YouTube and also on Twitter right here is going to completely fail, and we are going to actually continue our way much higher towards the upside? That being said, the rising wedge pattern is going to see a break towards the upside. In that case, to be honest, we are looking for a significant impulsive move higher towards 120,000 US dollars. So do not get me wrong right here. I do remain in all of my long positions right here, but the reality is I paid myself significantly right here just in case the rising wedge pattern does see a break towards upside. And also one very important thing I want to note, at the area where we are trading as of right now, no way I would enter another long position. I would only be interested to fire another short position, and I'm going to talk about more about trading ideas slightly later. Right now, let me just share with you what other people are doing in the market, because clearly the CVD indicator is seeing a push towards the upside, which right now means another higher high is being formed right here, lower high on the Bitcoin chart itself, and also the open interest is increasing, which right now means people are entering long positions at the area where we are as of right now, but they are not able to push the price higher. Bearish divergence, bearish Bitcoin indication, and something completely opposite we have been seeing right now for the past couple of days, because Bitcoin simply for the past couple of days has been seeing a significant bullish absorption right here, but as of right now we are seeing bearish absorption. So again, I am not saying we cannot go higher. Of course, happy days for Bitcoin if we do go higher. I do remain in my long positions. However, I am aware at the area where we are as of right now, bearish absorption is happening right here, and additionally we could right now be finishing the entire rising wedge pattern, the fifth elite wave. So probably right now you're wondering, what is going to be our confirmation we right now want to see when we can then say, okay, the rising wedge pattern is more likely versus Bitcoin continuing its way towards the upside? And what we can right now do, we are going to go on the 4-hourly time frame, measuring the entire upper price section with a volume. And you can right here see the first volume area of support is coming in at 110,000 US dollars. So we can simply say like that, if this specific volume level right here is going to be broken back down, we are definitely going to be more bearish, expecting the rising wedge pattern to be broken back towards downside. And that is why at this specific area, for sure, we can already go with a short position with with proper risk management. And that is why if you want to trade with us, take an advantage of the free $8,000 bonus without KYC and without VPN, because with BitUnique's exchange, you can right now get, only after you register, a 10 USDT free bonus, but this specific bonus is limited to the first 300 users, but then deposit on your account because you're going to get an additional 20% bonus. You can track everything in the campaign center because as of right now, yes, we are hosting this very exclusive campaign, and that is why take an advantage of the free bonus using the second link down below after you register and after initial deposit. Now, let me also share with you why the value area high right here is such an important level you should really not ignore. Historically speaking, just notice how nicely it has been respected. We got a perfect area of resistance, push towards downside. Perfect area of resistance, push towards downside. Another area of resistance, another push down. And only one time we got a deviation from our value area high when Bitcoin was forming another all-time high. So simply, if we are going to be breaking the value area high once again towards the downside, it is simply going to be another deviation, and that is then going to be a bearish Bitcoin indication. That is why you right now should really be aware what is going to be happening in the next couple of days, in the next couple of hours, because if we lose the value area high, bearish indication of Bitcoin, we are looking for lower. And additionally, what you can right now see, the point of control or the biggest volume cluster of the entire upper price action is landing exactly at our first target of the rising wedge pattern. We have our liquidity levels with our recent lows right here, and also the golden Fibonacci ratio exactly at the biggest volume cluster at 107.5 thousand US dollars. Now, let me also share with you about the Bitcoin liquidation heat map, because right now on the monthly time frame, clearly we are coming directly into the area of massive liquidations. And probably right now you're wondering, where does Bitcoin have the biggest liquidations on the entire chart? Let's go on the 3-day time frame. We are going to zoom in just a little bit, where you're right now maybe even going to be surprised. Bigger liquidations are not above the recent highs anymore, but actually below the recent lows, where millions of long positions are going to be liquidated. That is why I am telling to you, for sure, we can move up, we can move down. The only question as of right now is how we are positioning. Are we going to go with a long position right here? Are we going to go with a short position? And as I said before, I am paying myself in a case the rising wedge pattern is going to play out. And additionally, I am also looking to fire another short position, literally at the area where we are as of right now. Now, additionally, if you have been a follower of mine for the past couple of days, you probably know about the importance of the Adler stochastic CG oscillator on the 4-hourly time frame. Usually, the double top pattern likes to play out. We got a double top pattern right here, push towards downside, another double top pattern right here, another push towards downside, and what we are as of right now seeing, a double top pattern on the Adler stochastic CG oscillator, bearish Bitcoin indication. So again, I am not saying we cannot reach 120, 200,000 US dollars by tomorrow. Of course, everything is possible in the market. We are simply trading the probabilities, and in my opinion, as of right now, at this specific area, I do not see a good longing opportunity. I do not see a good buying opportunity, simply because we are right now potentially finishing the entire 5-wave structure of the rising wedge pattern. And also, the Adler stochastic CG oscillator is right now saying to us, be slightly more careful. Yes, Bitcoin is still moving in a significant uptrend. On the 4-hourly, on the 2-hourly, on the 1-hourly time frame, we are clearly moving in a significant uptrend. So if the trend is right now up, technically speaking, Bitcoin should continue higher. However, as I said before, the trend could potentially end only after we are going to see an acceptance back below the value area high, below 110,000 US dollars on the Bitcoin chart itself. So probably right now you're wondering, how can I approach the chart right now to make money in the cryptocurrency market? I would say like that. Look to go with a short or a sell position approximately where Bitcoin is trading as right now. And then if we are going to go even higher towards the upside, potentially on a swing failure pattern or a liquidity grab, you could also be adding something more to your position with the stop loss placed definitely slightly above the recent highs. And in that case, we are going to be targeting our first target at approximately 107,000 US dollars, giving us approximately 4-to-1 risk risk to reward ratio. So of course, if we are then going to continue higher, we get stopped out. I am still going to be making money because I do remain in my long positions. But as I said before, I have already paid myself, I have taken some profits, and that is why let's see what happens with Bitcoin next. In terms of probabilities, I am looking for a rejection, for a push towards downside, and maybe even for a break out of our significant rising wedge pattern towards downside. That is right now why taking advantage of the free bonuses using the second link down below with no KYC, no VPN, and only after you register, you're going to get 10 USDT, but then also deposit because you're going to get a 20% deposit bonus. But also right now, thank you for smashing up the like button.